Hooray! We're sorted. Oh, and poor Braveheart already needs a bandage. In this game, basically your group is they're a special breed, as it were, called source hunters. They are looking for people using a type of what's considered evil magic, and you sort their wagons. Along the way, my two main characters, these two have joined us later on, but my two main characters of Valentine and Braveheart that's Valentine and Braveheart, have discovered that they're not quite the ordinary mortals that they thought they were. They still don't know exactly what they are, but there's something going on there. So, you start off the game, you are investigating someone's murder, and I think I'm about at least 3/5 to 4/5 the way through the game. And we have tracked down who committed the murder. We have also found out that there's a lot more going on than we thought. There's a lady who's known as the Conduit, or the Lady in Red, who is, well, planning a large amount of asshattery, and we're going to stop that. We think. I guess we'll find out if we actually manage to stop it. But as I left it last time, we had just freed Icara, the White Witch, from her ice prison over here, and we are supposed to meet her back at Homestead. And Homestead is a special place. It's basically, I guess you would say, I wouldn't call it a building, but sort of a building slash structure in space. I say structure as opposed to a building, you'll see in a moment. That also appears to be related to who Valentine and Braveheart really are. So, excuse me, my throat's acting up a bit. It is all a very large mystery. But let's give Valentine and Braveheart before he rots to death here. Braveheart currently has an infliction that we have to sort out at some point. But alright, Val. I think it is time for us to travel to Homestead at the end of time. We're supposed to meet Icara there. And yes, it is interesting, in fact. And hang on just a minute, I'm still trying to fix... Don't tell me I'm gonna have to put it over there. OBS seems determined to make it impossible for me to see beam chat. Anyway, back here. Alright. Well, I was kind of expecting her to be right here. I don't see our little gnomish friend either. Let's... Is the Weaver here? I wonder if the Weaver has anything. Oh no, here, they're all here. The Weaver of Time, the Tapestry of History. The magic in which we're enwoven.
How did you find Hiberheim this time of year, dear?
Cold, Master Imp. Very, very cold.
Alright, so that's the White Witch. Let's talk to her first. Why, I see Master Zixzax has quite upgraded from his shabby little hut at the edge of the hour. So, from the fairy dimension to the, space-time Weaver Hunter Imp one. What do you call this place again? This is our homestead on the shelter plane at the end of time. Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time. Well, suddenly your association with Master Zixzax makes considerably more sense. A source hunter whisking a born sorcerer off to a private shelter plane? It's like something out of Malbini the Bard's Twisted Tales, don't you think? But I must say, it's no small relief to find myself in a safe haven, however strange, among powerful allies. Without your courage and cunning, I'd be powerless and I still. For that I am eternally grateful. Alright. Let's start from the beginning. Tell me how and why your sister has gotten entangled in such darkness. Her sister is the Conduit, and her name is Leandra. Ours was a family of born sorcerers. It was in our blood, our very being, to interact with Source. But my parents were among those who were determined to curb the power that welled within us. But their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. You mean someone of our own order killed your parents? Despite the fact they weren't actually wielding Source, they were trying to constrain it. They came on a quiet morning. Leandra and I were playing games on the cabin floor when our mother rushed in, her eyes wild with fright, and commanded me to take my sister and hide ourselves outside, among the trees. Even at that young age, we knew not to question her. We climbed high into the branches of an old tree nearby. We held each other tight, and before we could look away, watched as our parents were cut down without ceremony before our own front door. The Source Hunters clapped each other on the back as they sauntered away, wiping their blades. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well done. I don't know how I feel about just killing someone, just because somebody has the ability to do something, but if they're not using it, I mean, come on. Not so sure about those Source Hunters. I mean, we're Source Hunters, but we wouldn't do that. What became of Leandra and yourself? From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, something happened within us. Our fear, our wounded souls, and above all, our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. We couldn't have known it then, but the Soul Forge was sealed. The Soul Forge, to remind everybody, means that if either one of the sisters die, the other one dies too, if I remember correctly. So it's that's why her sister didn't just kill her, she encased her in ice. I mean, aside from familial, feeling. Because if she, killed her, she'd kill herself. We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. We knew that if any knew of our true nature, of the source within us, we'd soon meet our parents' fate. I spent my time brewing potions, the legacy of my mother and father. I crafted every manner of healing tincture, and I began my work as the guardian of Lucullus Forest's many creatures. But Leandra's capacity was enormous. Each bit of magical knowledge was like a crumb to her. She was insatiable. Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. Tell me what happened between yourself, Leandra, and the wizard. My sister and I were mired in a solitary existence, witches among the trees, when the wizard came. Both of us were intrigued by this knowledgeable stranger. He knew we were sorcerers, but paid that fact no mind. Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest till she absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered. For his part, the wizard hardly seemed adverse to the attentions of such a sharp, enthusiastic pupil. Their days were spent on charms, dragons, hexes, blessings, and relics. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she'd learned, and the wizard and I would settle into our quiet tasks, me working through the many great tomes he'd bring, and he engulfed in his letters and his diaries. I've been wondering if this wizard is a ruse or not. I guess we'll maybe find out. We were a content trio, the three of us, but base impulse would undo us. I wonder which impulse that is. Morbid, hello! Welcome to the stream. How you doing? Seems like Neverwinter Nights? Something along those lines, yeah. What do you mean by base impulse? As you know, Leandra and I were soul-forged. This offered us a window into one another's psyches, and both of us were sharply aware of feelings we'd each developed for our pleasant guest. He was the first outsider we'd known in many years, and the thrill of his company and his goodness had fast worked its way into our hearts. Uh-oh. But it was me to whom the wizard confessed his love, though he spent nearly every waking hour feeding Leandra's insatiable mind. It was those quiet evenings with me that had captured his heart. I, the world's finest fool, thought our odd little family would survive this development. The wizard and I prepared to tell Leandra. It was the single most selfish thing I've ever done. Her heart broke the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible years. My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day. Well, you still haven't told me who the wizard is. I mean, this is... I'm very sad about what's happened to your family, and particularly upset about what Leandra has been doing, which is where we come in. But I guess at the base of it is true, you are a sorcerer. But I assure you, I don't plan to do anything about that, simply because you're not misusing it, you're not using it. That I am. But there's much more to our kind than they teach you at your academy. Source is more than blood and madness. It's like lightning, a current of great strength and great power, rare and exquisite, deadly and destructive. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us and it flows through us. We can no more easily change that than the steeple can ask not to be struck. But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled. We sorcerers can choose how to handle the force that flows through us, and can choose not to wield it. The power drunk through history have earned our kind a terrible reputation, and we've suffered awful consequences in kind. What consequences do you mean? I mean, aside from being slaughtered by source hunters, which is, you know, that sucks. You really have no idea, do you? Tell me, source hunter. In all your hours studying the arcane arts, in your days and weeks spent learning the deadliest methods of removing heads from shoulders and hearts from chests, did your great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all sorcerers were evil? Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were small and weak and innocent, that we were simple forest folk healing the sick and frozen each winter? Small children, daughters perhaps, who'd hide and hold each other tight when you'd run their parents through? No, I doubt they said a thing about it. I doubt also that they'd mentioned that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul, powerful enough to deal with the Winter King, to grow Death Knights, to inch all of Rivellon towards oblivion. You mean to blame Leandra's doings on us source hunters? No, that would be going too far, and eschewing far too much of my own responsibility. I believe yet Leandra's long fall down did begin at the hands of some of your own order, but it was me, my foolish heart, and a foolish wizard who sparked all of this. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, Icara. I don't think you're any more responsible for this than source hunters are. I.e., you bear some responsibility, but not as much as you're claiming. Yeah, I think in the end it was Leandra's choice. You know, we all have to... What's the word I'm looking for? Accept responsibility for the choices we make in life. What's next? How do we stop Leandra? We're a single order business... Oh, sorry. Hang on. We've a single order business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army, and I fear we'll have to get through it if we wish to find her. But first we must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of these so-called Immaculates does she have in her palm? And to what end is she directing them? Your journey must begin in the Lacala mines, where she has begun accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose as yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful and numerous by the minute. But we must discover exactly what Leandra is planning and why. I agree. Lacala mines, huh? There's tenebrium in there. Braveheart. What can you tell me about infiltrating the mines? A soul forge comes with its own benefits, Source Hunter. Though our connection has weakened, I still see the occasional vision of Leandra's doings, the pangs of her deepest felt emotions, and flashes of her triumphs. One vision. I had thought it was only a nightmare, but now I see it was something much worse. Leandra is collecting materials, precisely what I cannot say, and is hard at work shaping them into something sinister. Her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see exactly what she's planning. Okay, well we will, but I think we need to talk a little bit more first. Let's discuss Leandra's recent operations. She is my sister, my soul, and she ever will be, but what she's done is unconscionable. Since childhood, Leandra has shown a certain disregard for caution and propriety, but she wouldn't have dreamed of harming a living thing. I believe that our soul forge has been damaged. By what? I can only guess. Still, this dissolution of the bond between us has left Leandra adrift in a well of sorrow and misery that she truly believes will never end. Leandra is mired deeply in certain sorrowful moments from our past, and all she needs is a hand, my hand, out of them. If our soul forge is repaired, I remain certain she'll cease blazing this path of destruction. Well, I hope you're right that that's the solution. Let's discuss this soul forge between you and Leandra. Okay, that's exactly what we talked about. Let's discuss... Oh, sorry, did I... Okay, she started off saying the same thing, and then she went into saying something that she hadn't said before. Okay, so I missed that. Oh well. Sorry about that. We might be able to look at that again, so I can read it, but I'll read the part I can see. If I could only repair the forge, I'm certain she'd realize her errors and put a stop to this madness. Let's discuss the mines. The way may be treacherous, but you must get inside. I fear my sister is doing something dreadful so far from the light of day. Well, I'll take my leave. Actually, she says it down here, doesn't she? No, she's basically... Since child. No, she did exactly say what I thought she had. It's just...
How did you find Hiberheim this time of year, dear?
I didn't
Cold,
recognize the last
very, very cold
statement. Okay, anyway. Let's talk to her again. See if she says anything. Forge. Did I say this one? What's next? Yes, I did. Okay. Alright. Now let's talk to Zixzax, see if he has anything new to tell us.
Back! The Source Hunter is back!
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Let's discuss the rewoven threads on the tapestry of time. Okay, no, we already talked about that. What more can you tell me about Icara, who's standing right beside you? Quite a card, isn't she? I never know whether that one's going to offer a striking commentary on my efforts to record the Great Dwarven Wars, or a potion meant to turn my tongue blue for a week. She and I have run in the same sort of magical circles for, well, not as long as I can remember, but close to it. Once in a century or so, I'll pop in while she's experimenting with a particularly interesting charm, and we'll share a mug of glow wine and a discussion about this and that. Quite glad you brought her here, I am. When Icara's here, there's nothing to fear. That's what she always tells me, anyhow. All right.
For now, but only for now.
Let's see if the Weaver Time has anything new to say. The Weaver weaves her vocation perpetual. There are many questions I have for you. Precipice. Okay, no. We haven't opened up any more rooms, so I don't think there's any point in talking about that. I'll just double check, though. Strange woman, demonic creature, great hall. Okay. So let's move back here so if those guys start chatting amongst themselves, we don't have it interrupting.
How did you find Hiberheim this time of year, dear?
Cold, Master Imp. Very, very cold.
Alright, so let's look at what updates we've had. Source Hunter's Journey. Oh, and Purple, about your falling asleep watching the stream last night, I have been told that my voice can be very soothing, so yeah, perhaps that was it. Okay, we finally freed Icara, the White Witch, from her cage of ice. Her story confirms our worst fears. The taint of Source has spread far beyond the murder of Counselor Jake. Icara told us she was imprisoned because she soul forged to her sister Leandra. Stopping Leandra will be quite a challenge. Icara confirms she killed Counselor Jake, but jailing her hardly seems like our priority anymore. The day Source Hunters killed the parents of Leandra and Icara was the day their souls forged together. They were very close sisters, but the introduction of a certain wizard into their family tore them apart. When next Icara saw Leandra, she had become the Conduit. Icara told us we must investigate Leandra's doings and told us where to begin. I think I knew. We're gonna go talk to Aru. I think he's the wizard. Investigating the mines. Icara has sent us to investigate the Lacala mines for evidence of her sister's doings. And Soulforge. Icara asked us to look for a way to repair her Soulforge to Leandra. Alright. Okay, so that has to do with the Lacala mines as well. We are going to finish up in Hiberheim first. Although, like I said, I think we're going to make a little bit of a jaunt and visit a certain wizard. I think he's probably the wizard in question. And poor Braveheart needs another bandage. There you go. We'll fix you up one of these days, Braveheart. Alright, so let's go to... Let's see, probably the Sicil North Gate. It's going to get us closest to where the wizard is. If he's still there, he might have moved on. I mean, we did run into him in... what was the name of the other town? River something?
Now,
Yes,
where is
this
my pepper?
this
Did it
does have
sprout
lovely
legs and
graphics.
run away?
This game, I do agree. All right, where is the place we want to go? I think it's right here. Yes. All right, so let's set them going there. And there we go. Just rearranging things a little bit here on my screen because...
Those boots would embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruit.
Sorry, sir.
Let's see if that helps. Alright. Oh, Aru, are you home? There he is. I'd like to ask you some further questions. No, looks like we don't have anything to talk to him about it yet. So I have my suspicions. Because all the knowledge she was talking about, I mean, look at all the books and stuff. Yeah, I suspect he is the wizard. I mean, there's other wizards out there. It might not be him, but he's top on my list of suspects. Besides the fact he's only the only wizard we have met, so there's that too. Silverglen, that's the place. But we need to go back to Hiberheim. The castle. Now, apparently, there's more for us to do in here. I don't know precisely what. Oh, here we go. I think this is where we want to go. Well, somehow we want to get in there. There's the... We gotta get rid of this water. I don't know if fire is gonna help us or not, but we'll try it. Did they let dry it up at all? Not so much. Well, that's gonna be annoying. I don't think there's any switches or anything for us to look at. Alright, let's look at Valentine's inventory here. Drop her thingy down. Oops. Drop this down so that I can there we go. Make sure things are being highlighted. I don't think we can get around here without people having issues. And it's him that casts the spells, so I don't believe we can just turn it off with a handy dandy switcher button. I mean, I could be wrong, but okay, well that is air. This is the frozen sentinel. This is the rumbling sentinel. I think this is... let's... okay. Right. So can you touch it again? Not while it's going. Alright. So I guess I'll separate her, have her touch it. Okay, Val. Run! You're not moving. Darn it! I told you to move, now I've got to wait till I can do this again. Fine, go here. Valentine. What? Can't get past them. Well, that's annoying. Can we get through this way? Offhand, I'd say no. Alright, well maybe we have to go... I thought I separated you, but everybody came. Alright, well... or no, everybody didn't come. Well... fine. I mean, this is annoying. Alright, you come here. Maybe it is due to his death? Like, maybe there is something we can do to shut this off? And I'm not really seeing anything. Because based on... Unless there's something here? Okay, Val, sorry. Come back over here. Don't suppose you can perceive anything. Because I can teleport people across, but I have to use him to teleport the first person, and then somebody, one of these two, with the ability to teleport on their own to get across the second one. But I would prefer to get Valentine across there because she has the best perception, but she can't teleport yet, so... Huh. So I think we're gonna have to do that. So I'm just not seeing any way to get across otherwise. Alright, Val, go stand here. You need to be able to see where you're sending someone. So let's stand you here. And I would like you to do Feather Fall, or Feather Drop. Valentine. Right here, please. That wasn't the right person, was it? Oh well. I just got through saying Valentine was not the right one to send. Maybe we can sneak around here, though. Without getting... Okay. Well, that doesn't help me any. There was a book. Is it this one? Access to King Boreas's personal wishing well is now limited to scheduled visitors. Okay, that's about the other area that we still have to sort out. So I don't think we have anything that's going to help us. Oh, there's another one. Let's see that. That has to do with the prison. Okay, that's not going to help us because we've already been there. What have we got? Deadly Spores Scroll, Orders, Soap. How do we get in here? Oh. Oh man, I hope I didn't mess up. I wonder if I had to use this. Oh. Alright, well, I'm going to save the game and then I'm going to... Oops, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to save the game and I'm going to reload back to here. Because I'm wondering if I was supposed to use the staff on it. If it is, I'll have to replay that section. Which is annoying, but, well, it shouldn't take too long. So let's go ahead and load one versus, yeah, because I mean it's back after we bought the books, and so let's just find out if that's what I needed to do, because if it is, I don't think there's any other way to get through here. Alright, so Valentine, you have the staff. do this again then. You come here. Actually, stand right here. You can go there. You're going to cast... Feather drop. Right there, please. Let's go over here. Valentine. Don't do that. You got past there just fine before. So don't tell me you can't do it again. Thought we got rid of this snowstorm, by the way. It seems to be back. Okay. Let's equip it. No. Well, that was a fancy move. Stab. Stab again. Okay. No, I didn't miss something. Because the spell is Ice Wall that you use here. Maybe I can use that. Let's see. Did it put it in my hot bar somewhere? Ice Wall. Oh, I see. So you create an ice thing. Oh, well, that's a pretty cool spell. Not that it helps us any, but, oh, Miss Tweaks. I know. Go back to sleep. Okay, so I didn't mess up, I hope. Tweaks? But I have food for you over there. You're fine. Well, the only other way I can think to get in there... Can I? Can't reach. Okay, so that's a teleporter pyramid. Now, do I see the pyramid? I don't see the pyramid. Well, I know where we can get another one. I think in order to make these work, you have to have 2 of them. We only have 1. I know where there's another one, and I never got it because it would involve some breaking and entering. But I kind of think we need it now.